Can you taste that? You still taste that? I still taste that too, man. Still got a bad taste in my mouth after losing to the Dallas Cowboys on Saturday in a game in which the Eagles had and should have won on the road with the backup quarterback, Gardner Minshew, okay? Now news has come out that Lane Johnson might miss the rest, will miss the rest of the regular season, all right? We got to talk about what implications that has on the Eagles line and how we go into the game. Does that affect whether Jalen Hurts plays or not? I don't think it does, man. But what's going on? It's your boy TK the Official, and welcome back to TK Sports Talk, where we talk about the NFL, but more importantly, we talk about the birds, man. Listen, man, after losing to the Dallas Cowboys, we got to ask ourselves, where do we go from here? We can't keep looking back to the past. We know what happened. We lost the game in Washington, 4 turnovers. We know what happened. We lost the game in Dallas, 4 turnovers. We know what happened, all right? We cannot turn the ball over. 1 turnover is bad. 2 turnovers is crazy. 3 turnovers is terrible. 4 turnovers, catastrophic.
What the hell's going on out here?
All right? Cannot happen. All right? If that's what we're going to do in the rest of these games or in the playoffs, it's not going to give us a good chance to win. All right? Uncharacteristic may be, but this is the second time. This is the 4th game that we've had multiple turnovers in the game, and 2 times it cost us, all right? I don't want to harp on the turnovers, but what do we preach? What does Nick Sirianni preach? Ball security. It's the number one. It's absolutely number one, all right? We seen that. We know what the outcome would have been had we not had those 4 turnovers, all right? Yeah, we can't say what it would have been, but we know what it would have been, all right? So after losing to the Cowboys, we got to refocus. It's time for the Eagles to refocus, for us to lick our wounds and look forward to 2 games against the New Orleans Saints and the New York Football Giants. But first up is the Saints. And first order of business for us is making sure we secure the number 1 seed, the division, and get that bye, man. All right, because we need time. We need to get our players healthy. We need to see and let other guys step in and see who's going to be able to be pivotal for us in certain roles if they have to come in and play in the playoffs, all right? It's kind of like in the NBA where you start shortening up your roster, all right? I need to know who's going to be in there. And that brings me to Quez Watkins. Listen, you know, I like Quez. He's a talented receiver. He's fast, all right? He's willing to do some of the dirty work in a blocking game, things like that. But is it time for Zach Pascal to see a little bit more time? I mean, I know what Zach Pascal was in Indianapolis, all right? He's another big body receiver, all right? If you've seen Zach Pascal, my man pretty swole himself, all right? He not A.J. Brown, but you know what I'm saying? He a gritty player, fast enough, great hands, and just a smart football player, all right? I believe if Zach Pascal's in the game on those 2 passes that was thrown to Quez, if anything, they're incomplete, if not complete, but they're not turnovers. They're not interceptions. And that's just coming from being savvy, from playing the game, from understanding body position and understanding making a play for your quarterback, expecting the ball, getting your eyes around fast enough, getting to it. Like, come on, man. All right. Quez is a fast guy. He can go deep. But if I can't trust you to throw you the ball, I can't have you on the football field. That's just how I feel. Now, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all can say, I'm being a little too hard on Quez Watkins or whatnot. But, I mean, that cost us the football game. Now, we can say the 2 turnovers at the end of the game within the last 5 minutes is what cost us. We can say the 3rd and 30 playing, I don't know what kind of coverage we were trying to disguise, all right? But 3rd and 30, I mean, just rush 3 and drop 8. All right. Have the first level of defenders at 15 yards and everybody else at 30 yards. All right. There's no way that you can do, and that defensive line would have gotten there. If not anything, Dak would have just had to throw it up and somebody would have picked it, knocked it down or something. But no, that's not what we did, man. But hindsight is 22. All right. And we're not going to go back and forth and keep looking at that. Because again, we have to focus. All right, we got to focus. I spent the last couple hours on on the channel in the comments just going back and forth with a bunch of Cowboy fans out there that's just, some of them are real. Some of them are just asinine with some of the things that they saying. But how long am I going to continue to keep going back and forth? How long am I going to keep looking at what happened? We know what happened. We know the things that we got to correct. And just like the Eagles, we got to fix it and move on. And the most important game is Sunday. All right, the most important game, Sunday, Saturday. I'll look at the schedule and see what it is, what day it is, whatever. But against the Saints, it's a must-win game for two reasons. We got to beat the Saints so that we can clinch everything and get some rest for our players, all right? And just get ready for the playoffs, scout our opponent, and be ready and prepared to take care of business when it's time for us to play in the divisional round, all right? But we got to also beat the Saints because, remember, we have the Saints' #1 pick this year in the upcoming draft, all right? And the Saints have won the last 2 games, all right? Not helping us at all in doing that, all right? And actually, the Saints, if the Bucs didn't lose, thank God that the Bucs won the game, all right? Because if the Bucs would have lost, then the Saints would have had a real chance to actually compete for the division, which would have gave them even more of a reason to want to gear up and play this game coming up against the Philadelphia Eagles, all right? So we need to take care of business so we can drop them as far as we can in the upcoming draft next year so we can get the best pick and have the best maneuverability that we may want depending on which way we choose to go. There's so many different pieces that are not going to be here next year, all right? So the draft may just play a pivotal role in making sure that we continue to build this team for the future, all right? Because it's not only about winning now, it's about making sure that we can win next year, the year after that, the year after that, and the year after that, all right? So this is a big game. Do we play Jalen Hurts or do we not play Jalen? I don't think we need Jalen Hurts to beat the Saints. I don't think we need Jalen Hurts to beat the Giants, okay? Now, don't make no mistake about it. We need to win this next game, okay? I don't want to lose this game and then have to go against the Giants and then have to try to win a game in which both teams are playing for something. Because believe it or not, they're still playing for seeding. I'm sure these teams don't want to go play San Francisco. Some of these teams may want to go and play Minnesota. So between that 6th and 7th seed, it's a little bit jockeying going on, all right? So we got to take care of business right now, all right? And there's no doubt in my mind that we're ready and capable and willing of going out and doing that. Do we need Jalen to do it is the question. I mean, I feel like this. Jalen's been our guy the entire year. If he feels as though he's good enough to go out there and win this football game for us, and he shows in practice that he's good enough to go out there and win this football game for us, then I got to let my guy go because he's the one that's got us here and he's the one that we're going to ride with, all right? But if there's just a slight bit of doubt in his mind, sit him down and just go ahead and let Gardner Minshew do his thing, all right? Let him do his thing. 4 turnovers is uncharacteristic from us, all right? I don't see another 4 turnover game happening for the rest of this season. You understand what I'm saying? For the rest of this season, believe me, the Philadelphia Eagles will take care of the football, okay? Just some, we understand, all right? Backup quarterback, throwing to our 3rd wide receiver on some slant routes when we got swole Batman and skinny Batman. 2 proven possession receivers, two guys we know will get a 50-50 ball, 2 guys we know are going to make a play for us. I just don't understand why we did that, all right? Now, late breaking here before I go, the news has come down that Lane Johnson will not play for the remainder of the regular season. Now, what do the Eagles do at that right tackle spot? If you ask me, you could go with Jack Driscoll, but I wouldn't mind sending Jordan Mailata over to the right tackle spot and allowing Andre Dillard to come in and play the left tackle spot. I mean, Andre Dillard's got to play. For nothing else, I'm not sure if his contract's up next year or if he's still on for another year, but if nothing else, for some trade value. Okay? He's a good NFL starting caliber left tackle, right tackle in this league. That's what he is. All right? So, if you put Jalen Hurts in the game, do you feel more comfortable with Jordan Mailata on the right side as opposed to Jack Driscoll? Or do you feel more comfortable with, and I'm not sure if Andre Dillard I know he's cross-trained at a couple different spots, but I'm not sure how comfortable he would be playing that right tackle spot. Okay? But he does offer some athleticism. All right? And Jack Driscoll doesn't do a bad job either. Either way, I think the Eagles will be fine, and I think some rest and some time will be good for Lane. The report is that he should be able to go for the playoff game, man, with a torn muscle in his abdomen. All right? So that's what's going on, man. We just got to refocus. That's what it's about. We got to take care of business this week against the Saints. And we got to get over this Cowboy loss, man. All right? 4 turnovers. Same way we got over that loss against Washington. It's the same way we got to get over this loss against Dallas. Let's focus up. Let's go out there full guns blazing against the New Orleans Saints. Let's secure the victory, and let's go home. It's your man, TK, the official, man. Things are still looking up. I'm out. Go Birds.